Professor Rowan, I may or may not have just fought some freaking god of a parallel dimension. But you've come back just in time for me to show you all my cute photos of my grandkids. You leave me speechless. Have you grown half an inch since the last time I saw you? You've done it. You really have done it. You filled up the Pokédex to freaking however many entries that is nowhere near to full. Never has my heart pounded this hard for so long in my 60 years of living. Oh my goodness, he's way less old than I thought he was. Oh my goodness, my heart keeps up pounding this much. I may need to be taken into the ER. After you left, the professor did a lot of checking around. He got really worried about you, Harm. He got in touch with people he knows to rustle up help. You didn't need it, Harm. I'm glad to see you back safe too. Yeah, he rustled up freaking people he knew he could help. But unfortunately, the Grail mercenaries weren't around. Oh yes, there was something I had to tell you. It's free real estate. 3 Pokemon of the lakes appear to have returned to their homes. So tell me, how are things going for you? What do you think about the current economic crisis? The Pokédex? A total of 158. And the number of badges? Well, you've got 7 already. That only leaves Sunny Shore's gym. You've come this far. Why not obtain Sunny Shore's badge? And why not challenge the Pokemon League? That will broaden your horizons further than ever before. Not to mention the opportunities to meet even more Pokemon. Thanks, Professor. So I was thinking, those Pokemon you met, Harm, were they the ones said to be the creators of the Sinnoh region? Oh yes, Harm! If you see Cynthia, please give her this fully automatic, give her my best regards. I mean, I ignored that it's sent. I will not ignore it. I will absolutely not ignore Anima. I will recount until the end of my days that you hit I there. So, we talked during the Giratina fight that we might just try this freaking cute charm glitch if we have our trainer ID and secret ID set to specific values. But the first question is, do we even have a freaking Pokemon with cute charm? Lucius, this one that freaking was named by Klutz. Let's see here. It might just be something I might have to prepare for like next session or something. If it's something we wind up doing. Cerebi, let's say Lopunny. It's possible that the ability could change. I'm sniffling and stuff. Yeah, cute charm, so it's not one of those ones that changes. We just straight up don't have the correct ability there. My nose is getting really runny now for whatever reason. But yeah, so I just straight up don't have the right ability there. Oh, so Baniri can't have cute charm. The ability that Baniri would have is run away, is what it would be. Why is my nose bothering me? My goodness. Nose. But yeah, Pokemon's, oh yes, best game, definitely better than Diamond and Pearl. Oh, for Platinum here. Hello, Angelo. How are you doing today? It might just be something that I have to prepare for a future session. I need to catch up a Baniri that has run away, because run away, it seems like, would be the ability that changes into cute charm on evolution. Is the thing. I don't know why I'm sniffling so much. I apologize. And I don't think anybody else in here could potentially have that. You. My goodness. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of freaking wackily named Pokemon by the end of this beefer. My goodness. Get over. Banana. Acquire. Bibala Reva. Atlas. We're gonna have a lot of wackily named Pokemon by that. Oh, it's Nom the Meryl. It's gonna be so weird looking over this all by the time that we're done with this game. But yeah, we might just... Maybe that should be something I prepare before next session, is just like get a freaking cute charm Lopunny. Because now that we've like discussed the cute charm glitch, I'm very, very tempted to like show it off. I've never tried it before. And it very much intrigues me, to say the least. I should go to the Pokemon Center to heal up, is what I should do very quickly. Whoops. Like, I've heard of the glitch, I've never used it before, and I'm very intrigued by it, you know? But yeah, what was your favorite Pokemon Gardevoir? We don't have one of those around here, but we do have a tactical refrigerator, among many others, to say the least. We do have that. Dang, I mashed A too much. And Gardevoir is your favorite Pokemon too? Nice, Morris. Mine would be freaking Mew. I love Mew. And such. Yeah, maybe we'll just wind up catching a runaway Baneri to level up into things, before next time. Maybe. That's what I might do. Because now I really want to showcase that freaking glitch, you know? Now I very much want to. Imagine if the Cute Charm glitch came back in the freaking Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I forget the names of them sometimes. I shared a meme the other day in Discord that had freaking Crest, Brilliant Diamond, and Colgate Shining Pearl. Yeah, my plants are gone. Freaking rigged. I don't know why my plants are gone. Absolutely rigged, my goodness. Now for degenerate reason, Gardevoir was your main in Pokken. Lucario was my main in Pokken. And then when it came out on the Switch, I played Darkrai for a while. And a smidge of Aegislash. I'm allergic to freaking Pokemon. For whatever reason. What the hell? How do I get to that back there? What is going on in here? My goodness, this game had so many memories and Nintendo Wi-Fi stuff. Sad that it's got, what, the freaking Nintendo Wi-Fi shenanigans? What's going on over here? Secrets? What about there's an item like right here? There's not. I want a refund, quite frankly. Quite frankly, I want a refund. Route 222. Wow. Hotel Grand Lake. Any item over there or anything? There's usually items in like the back corners. I don't know why. My nose is just killing me now. Okay, we got level 38 wild Pokemon out here now, apparently. Which isn't too far from the level of some of my Pokemon. So, I think Mallow has the Smoke Ball. So maybe Mallow should go up front. But yeah, there are certain Pokemon you can't get because Wi-Fi is gone. There is? How, what? Yeah, what now? That's a thing happening? Helper! Out here to deliver some mail. Yep. Go ahead and run. Go ahead and skedaddle. Like, I know that there's certain Pokemon that... Okay, there's a Thingamabob there. There's certain Pokemon that you can't get just because they couldn't be bothered to include every Pokemon. But... I don't know what's going on here. Is there a thing here? I mean, I could always check, like, the watch dowsing machine thing. I don't want to bother, though. I kind of don't really want to bother. I like the I like the Luxray line. It would be easier if I said I like the Shinx line. That's way easier for me to say, I guess. My goodness gracious. Let's get away safely. My goodness. Why? Why are you gonna do me like this? Electabuzz, that hurts my ears, quite frankly. That is a very annoying sound. Jeez. Imagine hearing that on repeat for like 10 hours. Who had my freaking smoke ball? Who had it? I don't even know. Was it Lynn? Was that why you were up front? Probably. It's probably the reason why. Hi. I need to escape these doldrums. You can keep me company. Welp. Let's make it over to Sunny Shore City. Rich boy Trey. Oh, he's got a freaking Luxray. Oh, of course, right as I switched to... Unbelievable. Love Electabuzz's voice in the anime. I haven't seen the anime in a super long time. If we ever have, like, a freaking stream movie night / show night, I could definitely see us tuning into, like, some classic Pokemon stuff, though. I could definitely see it happening. Let's go ahead and do this. Silly Luxray. Go ahead and do that. Julio. Goodbye, HP. I will take your HP just like I will take your coupons. I don't know. I don't know. Bunch of experience points going around. That did liberate me from the doldrums, but at what price? People in math problems be like, I have 36 dozen oranges, but at what price? I guess we do this, because this is a good opportunity for experience over here. Hi, Traveler. How would you like to battle? I don't know. You're challenged by Fisherman Alec. Alec! What's Alec out here doing? Gale Voltgeist. I love he has a Magikarp the same level up. What? Okay. He saw my tactical refrigerator and he switched into his freaking tactical serpent. Wait, fridge, why no washing machine? Because we have a tactical refrigerator. Just in case we get the snackies, obviously. Just in case we get the snackies in the middle of the night. Damn mad strats. This freaking fisherman really had the freaking 3,000 IQ. He's going to the Pokemon World Championships next year. Fisherman Alec. He's just preparing for that. The high level plays. Well, yeah, seems like a pretty good opportunity for experience here, I suppose. Go ahead and shockwave you. Real quick, Magikarp. Neat, neat. It's super effective. Neat. I should have invoked that fishman. My, oh my. Player defeated Fisherman Alec. You've bested this fisherman, traveler. Is he saying, I as the traveler have bested the fisherman, or you are a fisherman traveler? I'm getting bored of fishing. Let's have a quick battle. I don't know how okay, I'm gonna trigger some people by saying this, but I don't know how anyone gets entertainment out of fishing. You literally just sit there freaking waiting, essentially. And right as I say that, I know a couple people named George who are fishermen. Or at least fish for fun. So of all the names that this could be, right as I insult fishing, of course it'd be Fisherman George. Welcome back, Kuzma. They really like switching. Well, bonding and fishing, I guess if you go like doing that with like family and stuff. I guess that's also one of those kind of stereotypical activities that are like a common kind of father-son thing, I guess. My dad has taken me fishing. I always got bored out of my mind. What's the thing as a kiddo? Like I never got super into it. Like my family has a lake cabin by a lake, obviously, and we had a speedboat for a while that we used to take out fishing. Nowadays we have a pontoon boat, but this small like 5-person kind of speedboat thingamabob we used to always go fishing on. And I used to always get like so bored as a kiddo. Nowadays on the pontoon, which is like a freaking living room boat almost. There's so much more to do there. Like if someone wants to be fishing, you've got like table space. You can bring like chips and snackums and stuff. We have like a small mini barbecue that we sometimes attach to the side of the boat, to like the railings and stuff on this pontoon. And the idea behind that is like a good way to cook breakfast if you go out for like early morning stuff, so it can be pretty chill and stuff. It's like way more chill and relaxed there, but I can't fish for the life of me. But yeah, fiance just brought home cookies and cream ice cream cake. That sounds delicious. Actually, there are some places that have a lot of fish, and it actually gets really exciting when you do catch something. I suppose so. You ever see people fish when you were younger? And yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, I could never get a kick out of it myself. Say it's because your mom and grandpa go fishing quite a lot. I used to go with them, but you always have bad luck, so you kind of stopped going with them. Yeah, I never had good luck myself. But you lost the pole while fishing. Saw disappointment in your dad's eyes. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear about that. When it comes to fishing, like we do have that lake cabin with a pontoon out at like the one lake. But recently my dad went out to the lake cabin on his own. And when he came back, lo and behold, he got a camper for the truck. I don't know if I could show it. I don't know if you see that window up there? That window up there? I'm in a basement freaking room. But I could, in theory, grab the other camera, go up on the back couch, and point it out that window. And you might be able to see the camera, but probably not, so I'm not going to bother trying. But apparently, there was this guy who was selling like this one camper for really cheap, I guess. And my dad just wound up picking it up because my dad has a lot of like knee issues. He's still recovering from a knee surgery where he got a replacement, for example. And he's trying to find ways to like become active and stuff again, as it's, well, I am fishing, but very well, I accept your challenge. So he's trying to find ways to become active again. And apparently his idea was this camper that's now on the back of the truck, he could take out to like some smaller fishing lakes with like a small metal fishing boat that I believe his dad has, so my grandpa. So like to take it to like some lakes that are too small to like bring our pontoon boat or whatnot. Just like some very small fishing. They really like switching, don't they? My goodness. So now we have a camper as of the past like 3 days, something like that. We now have this camper that my dad might wind up taking around to fishing lakes to like be active and stuff like that, and take like a small metal fishing boat essentially. Hello Dar. Today you come to spread the good word that Fridge Rotom will always be the best Rotom. Yo, if somebody came to my door and asked me, excuse me sir, do you have time to talk about do you have time to hear about the good word of Fridge Rotom, best Rotom? I would have said, like, absolutely, come in. I'd love to hear what you have to say, honestly. We had a talk like this once during my Assassin's Creed 4 playthrough, where we started talking about, like, if people came up to my door and asked if we had time to talk about their Lord and Savior Poseidon, I would be like, heck yeah, come in. Freaking, that sounds fascinating as heck. I haven't heard of people, you know, wanting to spread the word of Poseidon before. I would love to hear what you have to say, you know? The same deal with, like, Fridge Rotom. If somebody freaking came to my door wanting to spread the good word of Fridge Rotom, I would love to hear what they had to say, you know? Freaking come on in, let me get you something to drink. I'd love to hear what you have to say, you know? But yeah, and Guzman, you also live in the South of America, not South America, so like United States America, right on the top of the Gulf of Mexico, so you have a lot of seafood markets over there because people go fishing almost all the time. Gotcha. One of my biggest pet peeves about freaking country names is that, you know, you have, you know, something like the United States of America, and then like all the individual like territories within there are called states, when state is also the name for a freaking country. So state can mean like a full-on country, like Canada is a state, but then you have the United States of America that's like, nah, each of our individual smaller things are also going to be defined as states, just to like confuse everybody else. Like, it's, I don't know. Feebas is an ugly mother bootleg Magikarp. Yeah, but then becomes something hella cool. I actually have a level 100 Milotic that's like trained up to be competitive, that I didn't design, that somebody gave to me like way back when. I used to very briefly cover some Sun and Moon on this channel way before. Like, this was when I used to point like a camera at my 3DS, like way back. There's not even any footage of this anymore on my channel, but I did used to do some Pokemon Sun and Moon shenanigans here and there on the channel, and I used to join into shenanigans with another streamer friend of mine at the time, Marshall Monkey, who freaking vanished off the platform a couple of years ago with like no word at all, and I hope he's doing okay and stuff. I don't know why he vanished off the platform, but he did. But back in those days, when I used to play Generation 7 Pokemon with him a bunch and be involved with his channel and sometimes stream it myself, there was somebody that I met through there that actually wound up making competitive Pokemon for me. And one of them was Milotic, that I believe is called Mila and is in my Sword and Shield boxes. And the thing that they made the most for me, that was like the most precious to me, was a kind of competitive Staraptor that was also shiny, so the red bit was blue. Because like Staraptor was like, I guess Starly was my first Pokemon I ever caught and then evolved into Staraptor and such. Staraptor's like one of my favorite Pokemon, so they made me a shiny competitive Staraptor for that reason. And I can't even transfer it into Sword and Shield because they couldn't be bothered. Maybe I can in the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I would be able to, but still, it freaking irks me. So this shiny Staraptor that somebody specifically made for me as a gift is just stuck in Pokemon Home. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, nobody ever uses Fridge Rotom as a washing machine or the literal microwave. There's not enough love for Fridge Rotom. And yeah, the United States of America is 50 countries. It's just, terminology is weird and stuff. To be fair, each state does have its own government, so it kind of is a 50 countries kind of deal. Well, I mean, here in Canada, we have freaking our individual provinces and territories. I don't know why 3 are called territories instead of provinces, but it is, and that's just the way things are here in Canada. And we have, like, individual governments here. Listen, can you tell me what kind of Pokemon you have? Like, we have our premiers within the provinces slash territories and stuff, and we have the prime minister over the country itself, but it's still, like, you know, one whole country. I guess there are provinces each doing, like, their own things in some way and whatnot, depending on what premiers we have. Fun fact, the premier that came in when I was in high school, Rachel Notley, I went to high school with her son, and I shared a social studies class with him, and like, he was in my class before she got in as the premier, and so my social studies class, which is like very closely following you know, stuff that was going on with who was going to be, I guess, elected into, I don't know what the freaking position is called, the premier's seat, I'll freaking call it, I guess. Before she was elected into that, our social studies class was keeping a really close eye on that. And then, you know, when it happened, freaking everybody in the whole high school was talking to, you know, someone whose name I guess I won't say. I guess you'd know the freaking last name of Notley anyway, but Pikachu fan club, Pika, I won't say the first name because, like, identities and stuff. Everybody was going up to him being like, yo, your mom's, like, in charge of the province now. What do you think about that? And he was freaking hyped about it. He was definitely really excited about that. So, I never knew him all that well myself. When I first started fishing, catching anything maybe happened, but those days are long gone now. Now I get annoyed if I can't beat my record by even an inch. So there was that. So, like, I sort of knew him. I didn't know him personally. He was also somebody who you could tell was also, like, a special needs kind of person as well, that I guess had made interactions hard in another way as well for him. But yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. I'll catch up on the other stuff here. Let's see here. For each place being its own country, some states would suffer. Cough, Michigan. Yo, when it comes to some places being their own country, I have a thing or two to say about freaking Quebec here in Canada. Oh, come on. Why would you do this? Someone should make a YouTube video to see what state would come out on top if they were all their own separate countries and went to war. What if it was just like a freaking... oh, come on! Just do like a freaking research paper on if it was just a massive freaking if it was a battle royale between all states, which would come out on top. What is this, man? Come on. Basically a civil war. Also don't think they want that and less taxes. And the US also has territories, but they are just states. The US government doesn't want to have any power because America. So there are things that are classified as territories instead of states there as well. Because yeah, here in Canada, we have our provinces and territories. Like, our 3 territories are just like the 3 freaking northernmost thingamabob. I never even grabbed the thing. I do love our freedom a little too much. Yeah, from what I've heard. I mean, I could live in the States if I wanted to. I was born in the States. So, like, I can pursue, you know, stuff there if I wanted to. Like, I've lived my whole life in Canada, I was born in the States, and I have my Sprachdiplom for taking school or work in Germany. So, if I technically want to, my options for, like, where I want to pursue my future, big Pokemon wanted, I could pursue Canada, the States, or Germany. But I think I'd probably just, like, stick around with Canada, honestly. As well, I would probably do, but yeah. California probably would because they make the most money. Also, they have the Marines. For example, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, but not a state. Huh. News to me. But yeah, there's actual comparisons happening in chat here about who would win in a all-way kind of thing. Virgin Islands is another one. Huh. And you have your Sprachdiplom too? So do you speak German as well? Well, mein Deutsch ist nicht am besten. Ich habe es für 12 Jahre, mehr als 12 Jahre gelernt. Von die kleine Kinderschule bis die 12. Klasse und ein bisschen in Uni, aber nicht für lange, nur die einzige Jahr. So, I mean, I can still speak German. My German freaking sucks. My grammar sucks. But, like, I could hold my own in Germany. I could go there and freaking understand what people are telling me, and yada yada. They do consider themselves their own country when people roast them about being America. Wait, for what, Virgin Islands and stuff? I'm from the place I'm from is Texas, of all places. And the reason why I live in Canada now is because a couple months after I was born, my parents essentially were like, yeah, let's not raise a kid here. And from what I've heard from the time that they lived there, apparently there are a lot of people there who really wish that, would not necessarily believe that Texas is its own country, but, you know, wish it was, or kind of semi-consider it to be. Also, especially, oh my goodness. What the hell do we have here? I'm going for the Pokemon Championship with only Pikachu. What is going on in here? Good evening. Tune into this show and you'll always be on the cutting edge of fashion. You guessed it, it's a trend tracker show. Let's go to our latest trendy story. Take it away. This is hell that I bring you on the spot weather. A cutie, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be rainy. It's gonna be awful. A cutie regular is taking over a blizzard. Some of you may have to brave the weather in hopes of finding rare Pokemon under these extreme conditions. Be sure to dress warm and don't fall asleep. That's weather brought to you by Helena. Hold on. I gotta freaking clip this and send it to Carvia. I think we found my mod Carvia's home. I think we found it. I think we found Carvia's place of residence, didn't we? I'm going for the Pokemon Championship with only Pikachu. Yeah, I think we found Carvia's house. Sounds about right. That freaking filthy Pikachu main. Oh my. But yeah, let's see here. And from Romania, but you went to a German school and all the classes were in German. Gotcha. For me, it's like in elementary school, half my classes were in German. And then in junior high school, it was just my German class and my social studies class, just those two. Don't know why it was my social/history class that was in German, but it was. And then in high school, it was only my German class that was in German. So, you know, when I was super young in elementary school, it was like half and half of between English and German. And then junior high school, it was like 2 classes, German and social studies. And then high school was like just the German class. Why is there this one random breakable rock here? But yeah, let's see here. Like, you're genuinely confused how its state government functions due to how weird Texas is. But yeah, lived there for about 10 years, but you moved somewhere else and have your own house and living with your fiance. What, Texas, Kuzma? Oh, funnily enough, you were born in Texas. So we're both Texans then. We got a fellow Texan here in the shenanigans, it seems like. My goodness, did I know this about you but just forgot, Guzma, by chance? Know that you were a fellow Tex? Oh, could this be a double battle? By chance? Let's see here. But yeah, let's see here. They used to be their own country until Mexican War and USA ate them. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about US history, so it's not something I'm familiar with. Texas was its own country for a short time, but eventually opted to join the States. Huh. That's news to me. I mean, I guess everything, technically, on the land there was separated from the States at one time. I mean, but being separated as their own country is certainly interesting and news to me. But yeah, there's that. But, I mean, also when it comes to Texas, there's a lot of Spanish speakers there. Like, a big reason being that it's so close to the border, for example. And here in Canada, we have Quebec, where it's like, I'm sure a lot of people know that, you know, French is the second national language of Canada. But what a lot of people outside of Canada don't know is that in Canada, it's basically like almost the entire country majority English speaking, and then the only place in all of Canada that's majority French speaking is Quebec. We have our second national language as French, and freaking everything that's manufactured here has to have like French labels and stuff like that on it, even though it's just like this one province that really has that. Like, if I go grab some empty juice containers from, like, I'll go through juice in my room here, and then I put the empties on the shelf here, and then I'll take them all out at once. Like, here in Canada, we always have a side that's English, and then the other side is French. That's just the way that everything is, you know, manufactured here. If I grab literally any freaking empty juice thing from my shelf here, it's like English one side, French the other side. That's just the way things are here. Or if I grab a game case, like I think I should still have, yeah, Tales of Vesperia is still here, for example, since we started that recently and such. There's always going to be like the other languages and stuff. Like, there's going to be English at the top there, for example, and then there's going to be French, and then sometimes Spanish as well. It's not even going to focus in. So sometimes there's, you know, other stuff. If there's going to be a third language, it's usually going to be Spanish, but like, you know, there's always going to be at least English and French, all because we have like the one province where French is a majority speaking kind of thing. But yeah, and ain't nobody has room to talk as you're poor West Virginian, and hate how people have so many stereotypes in New York. Like, come on, guys, give us a chance. And Guzman, Louisiana actually used to be a country too. It took up literally 50% of the USA at one point, huh? And you're from Plano, if you know where that is. I don't actually, I'm sorry to say. I think you might have told me that before. Yeah, you might have. I might have forgot. I apologize. Quebec sounds weird. They were French, I guess, but you know, the British came. Yeah, it's a weird kind of situation. You've got friends who are French-speaking Canadians. Are they from Quebec by chance, Mortis? Or are they from elsewhere? Because like there are, you know, still plenty of French people who go like to other places in Canada, but like you're not going to see a lot of French speakers around in other places of Canada. I haven't in my life met a freaking French speaker who's come from like Quebec or France or anything like that before myself, apart from like teachers in school and stuff like that. Apart from that, I haven't actually met a French speaker myself here. Can't explain, I get more easily agitated. I've met people who like took French as another language in classes. But okay, we got Fling, I guess. Plano's like a little bit north of Dallas. Okay, Dallas I know. Dallas I know, Houston I know, Austin I know. I think that's all I know. I think those are the only places I know. Hello, hello. But anyway, when it comes to, you know, other languages and such, here in Canada, when it comes to Quebec, there are a lot of people in Quebec who do want to separate and make Quebec like its own country separate from Canada. Even though, you know, there's a lot of freaking factors in play, I guess. It's difficult to explain, but there is definitely a history of Canada not exactly being as kind to Quebec as the other provinces and giving them the short end of the stick and frankly screwing them over in, you know, kind of not so good ways. But nowadays, you know, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not into a whole lot of politics stuff nowadays, but as far as I know nowadays, there's not like active efforts from government officials to exactly continue screwing over Quebec or anything like that, like there seemingly was in the past where, you know, Quebec would literally be excluded from certain decisions, where it's like, I forget exactly what decision it was on, but I remember hearing a story about how, like, all the premiers from all the provinces came together to make some decision on, like, some big matter, and they were discussing it amongst themselves, and yada yada, the days were going by, and it was the middle of the night when they had come to, like, a consensus, and they didn't bother waking up the premier from Quebec at all. And just wound up putting together the final thing without Quebec's say, and in the morning was just like, oh, it's done, sign here. So I forget exactly what the conditions and the whole situation was, but there have been many instances in the past of Canada royally screwing over Quebec. But I don't think that there's a whole lot of that going on nowadays, and you know, Quebec gets a lot of things for them that, you know, a lot of other places in the world don't get for other languages. Like, for example, the whole fact that French is the second national language here, and you're going to see French versions of print on basically everything that's manufactured here, essentially. Like, my parents have told me during the time that they spent in Texas that the Spanish speakers living in Texas would absolutely love to have the things that the people in Quebec have for, like, French in Canada. Like, they would tell me that Spanish speakers in Texas would freaking love it if, you know, it was custom there for, like, Spanish to be another print that was on things and yada yada, all the other freaking stuff. My dream's a big one. I want to battle every kind of Pokemon from around the world. So, Spanish speakers from Texas look at French speakers from Quebec and are like, why do they want to separate and become like their own thingamabob? We wish that the States gave us things like Canada gives to French speakers in Quebec. But there's that. I don't usually talk politics on this channel a whole lot, but there's that little how you do. Again, I don't have any memory from Texas myself. I moved here when I was like super young, but from what I've heard from my parents at least, apparently Spanish speakers in Texas are just very confused by French speakers in Quebec and why they want to separate and such. But yeah, let's see here. Plano is a little bit north of Dallas. I read that. Like, Richardson is right above Dallas. I don't know what Richardson is. And right above Richardson is Plano, so bit by bit above that. Took Spanish in class, remember basic Spanish and nothing else. I took 3 years of beginner Spanish in high school, and I don't know how to say anything apart from random gibberish that sounds like it means something to someone who doesn't speak Spanish, but really means nothing. Like, I don't know. La ensalada es entre de museo y escuela. I don't know, freaking, I can say random gibberish like that. For anyone who speaks Spanish, how I believe that translates is the salad is between the museum and the school. Like, I could just, you know, say out random stuff, but I can't speak it. I mean, I did learn a lot from those classes though, because the classes were also a lot about like the culture and such of Latin America, not like Spain Spanish. We focus on Latin American Spanish and culture. So like, I do understand from those classes, you know, a decent bit about, you know, the culture and such. I just don't remember much about the language, and the language part of those classes killed me. And thank goodness so much of the class was on the culture, or else I would have probably freaking sucked at those classes. But yeah, I think the only 2 states in modern America that have ever mentioned leaving the states have been Texas and California for a really short period of time. No one's really serious about it, though. Yeah, in Quebec, it feels like every handful of years there's, you know, well, that might be an exaggeration, but every once in a while, you could say historically / recent history, there's like some sort of a vote being held about whether Quebec is going to separate from the rest of Canada. And every time that there is a vote, it's usually very close, to say the least. I don't know how I get that Pokeball over there and such. But yeah, let's see here. But yeah, glad to know you're friends with another Texan. Indeedly do. How do I get around that way? By going all the way around? My goodness. But yeah, and that's pronounced as Plano. Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. The US is slowly starting to add Spanish to print. You've seen it start popping up on some packaging now that Spanish has started exploding in popularity in the US. Well, that'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be a nice step in the right direction for, you know, including, you know, more people, especially considering there are, you know, a lot of Spanish speakers in the States there. Whereas here in Canada, outside of Quebec, we don't actually see a lot of French speaking, quite frankly. I mean, it depends on where you are, I guess. But in my experience, I haven't seen a lot of French being spoken here in the land of Canada. Is the thing. But yeah, you know basics. Un poquito de tequila, por favor. Is that freaking a small tequila, por favor? Or please, is that what that would be? Especially difficult, man. How am I supposed to remember all these conjugations? Yep. I mean, grammar in German is pretty freaking crazy too, but my goodness, Spanish was like another level. A shot of tequila, please. Okay, so that's what that is. I mean, at least German is like, my grammar isn't perfect, but at least, you know, I grew up speaking German for almost as long as I was speaking English, even though I'm freaking out of practice of German and suck at it now. But like, I grew up freaking speaking it, so it's like I don't remember learning it. But Spanish, when I did it in high school, it was like my first time learning a new language because, you know, even though I suck at it now because I'm out of practice, I grew up speaking German, for example. Like, well, I say that in the sense that, like, I was speaking it in school and stuff like that, not at home. My parents don't speak German, so I couldn't exactly practice with them or whatnot. But, like, I grew up being experienced and exposed to it, at least. Like, it never really felt like I had to learn it from scratch. But with Spanish, when I took that for the first time in high school, it felt like I was learning a new language for the first time because it was like my first time, you know, in memory, figuring out a new language from the beginning, and it, Spanish is tricky. And again, like, just like the culture, we focused on Latin American Spanish. We did talk a little bit about Spain Spanish in forms like, I believe, vosotros and such, but it wasn't, you know, a big emphasis since we were focusing mostly on Latin American Spanish and such. But yeah, when you were living back in Plano, you actually didn't know many Spanish speakers there, at least from what you remember. And yeah, you can mostly understand what someone is saying in broken German. Spanish is hard. Yeah, I mean, because most of them are just living in certain parts of Texas. It could be. But over where you live, here where you live in Louisiana, New Orleans, to be exact, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of areas in the States that have a lot of Spanish speakers. I literally don't have any memory at all from any time I've spent in the States. I know that, like, I have gone back to the States, like, a couple times since being born there, but I literally don't have any memory from, like, anywhere in the States at all. Like, it was too long ago. Actually, when I went on a trip to Costa Rica as part of a Spanish class field trip in high school, we briefly stopped in Houston, so I remember the Houston airport, but that's it. This is literally the only memory I have of the United States of Amerigo Vespucci at all. And my freaking armrest is busted again. Have I shown this on stream before? My armrests? That works as it should. This one, yeah, that's probably supposed to be like that. That's probably supposed to be exactly like that, so, you know, I'm glad to see that my armrest is perfectly functional. Sometimes if I turn it around enough, it does tighten a little bit, but it never actually gets, like, tight enough that it stays still and stuff. Probably live somewhere in the lower Texas area. Pretty sure there's a district with, like, 92% Latin population or something down there. I wouldn't be surprised. And only left the States a few times. And how long have you lived in Texas anyway, to be exact? 2 months. But yeah, like when you were born there, you mean before you moved? 2 months. is what it was. Went to Niagara Falls. Why did I almost read that as Nigeria Falls on the Canada side? Something of a big shot around here. Yeah, that's a site I've never actually seen. There's a lot of cool sites in Canada that I've never seen before. I've never done a lot of traveling in general. Like, I went to, the only traveling that I really recall were like class field trips. A Germany field trip in grade 8 and a Spanish class field trip in to Costa Rica in grade 11. Those are the only freaking quote-unquote vacations or traveling things that I have like in memory and stuff. Maybe one day I'll visit someplace. Maybe one day I'll go freaking grab that Carvia nerd and drag him here to Canada to be in a Smash Doubles tournament with me. Yeah, maybe born a West Virginian but never really lived there. Your parents lived there growing up though. Gotcha. Yeah, like I literally don't have any memory of Texas, so it could be up for debate whether I can even call myself a Texan and such. Wow, 2 months, would you consider yourself a Texan then if you only lived there for 2 months? For the sakes of saying, like, Mimi, that I'm a freaking Texan, heck yeah. In the sense of memeing around and saying that I'm a freaking down south Texan, absolutely I will. But from the perspective of, like, do I consider that to be, like, my home in any way, then yeah, probably not. But yeah, let's go through the gate and start the next part thingamabob, I guess.